Hey y'all, so we got a bunch of stuff we want to talk about today, so we're going to just jump right on into it. The first up on the list is recession. Are we in a recession? Are we about to be in a recession? And how do you know if we are headed for a recession? I know if you look at your food bill, you probably say, yeah, we probably headed for a recession because everything is higher, 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 even though they're saying that things are down. I think they're not living in reality personally. You can let me know what you think down below, but I think they're not living in reality of what people are actually spending in the grocery stores. I often wonder, do the people that do the research, do they do the shopping, or do they just send somebody out to do their shopping and they're not really keeping track of what they're, I don't know what these prices really, really are and how they are really hurting people? Because I don't see, when I go into the stores, a lot of people purchasing meat. Yeah, people are buying meat, but they're being specific about what they're buying, where they're buying it from. And let me know, have you found a better place one over the other when it comes to purchasing meat? Because that's always the bulk of my orders. Not saying my orders, but my, when I'm shopping for the house, that is the bulk of the money where it's going, because the price of meat, especially beef, has gone up. Chicken is, you know, you can get away with that chicken and you can get away with that turkey, but that beef, you know, we're eating less of it because of the prices. And even in thinking about purchasing a half a cow, you know, and having the butcher, you know, butcher it up, cut it up into, you know, packages for us, that's still a lot of money. A half a cow used to be maybe $700, $800. It's now thousands of dollars just to get a half a cow to get that meat into the freezer. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it. My husband's like, well, maybe we should do that. And I'm like, I don't think we ready for that right now. Okay, so figuring out recipes and whatnot, we could swap out for beef, or maybe use the canned beef. I don't know. Um, hit or miss when it comes to the prices of food, in my opinion. So according to this article right here, warning signs to watch for, we can't use the lipstick version anymore, and more people are buying hamburger helper. Yes, there's data out there that shows certain things going up, like as far as people buying, and certain things coming down as far as people using. So a lot of people are resulting to these package meals now to save a few bucks. As you can see here, they have these here for $4. Oh wait, let me share it with you guys. So they have these here, 2 for $4. There you go. You can see it right there better. Okay. So they say packages of hamburger helper are displayed on a grocery shelf. This was September 23rd. In California, hamburger helper, once a budget kitchen staple in the 70s, saw a 14.5% surge in year-over-year sales in August as American families look for ways to save money as grocery prices continue to skyrocket. So please get in the comments and let us know what you're doing to save money on your grocery bill, because it may help me, it may help someone else in the comments, because we all know we read each other's comments in there. So whatever you're doing to save money, let us know down below. We need all the help we can get. And according to this article, how they can tell is for years they did a lipstick index, which showed that Americans stock up on the cheaper feel-good makeup when times are tough. Like they're not worrying about the high-price makeup. They're going to get whatever they can get for the moment to have that money go somewhere else. So they can't do that anymore. And then there's the cardboard production that they keep track of too, to know whether or not we're headed for a recession or somewhat a recession. So the cardboard box, they not only bring in the form of the online shopping purposes, they are literally how retailers move their goods. When cardboard box production slows down, that's how they know that not a lot of people are ordering, because not these companies are not doing production, and the cardboard box production is down. They say it's giving a signal that retailers are expecting fewer products to sell, so the distributors are not ordering as many boxes. And they also said that several mills this year have reduced the capacity for making boxes. According to the analysts, they point to a variety of factors. International demand for U.S. container board has weakened. People are moving homes less because people are trying to stay put, because it just costs so much to say, I'm going to buy a new house right now, and the interest rates suck. So people are staying put where they are, and the price of rent is also high. So people are like, maybe they want to move, but they are not going to move because it just costs so much. So you have the lack of demand for container boxes. The booming box shipments during the pandemic has dropped off, and consumers are watching their spending. The cost of many essential items continue to go up, which is crimping many Americans' disposable income. People just, not looking to spend that money, but on certain things that they need to spend that money on. So that's another way to see where it's going. And the fact that Hamburger Helper is back, and it's back big, not just Hamburger Helper, but other ready to prepare meals in boxes are selling way more because people are cooking more at home. Not to say they're cooking more at home like they did during the pandemic, but it has increased a lot, because to eat out for a family of 4 is going to cost you over $100 for one night, depending on where you're going. And in some cases, it costs you almost $100 just for one person. Like for my birthday, we went to Red Lobster. I wish I had not gone to Red Lobster. I wish I had gone somewhere else, but I had to taste for seafood, even though I didn't even really eat. But we went there, and I paid, what was my bill? $67, between 67 and 70 something dollars for one person. That's just me. That's one appetizer, one regular drink, Arnold Palmer, not even an alcoholic drink, and then my seafood meal that I got. That's a lot of money for one person for one day. So yeah, eating out is not something that I can do a lot of, unless it's like a meal deal, in my opinion, a meal deal. And I don't even eat those meals like that anymore. So yeah, that was a one-time occasion for me. But they're saying here that Eagle Foods has said that people are seeking out more deals in their groceries. For decades, people have turned to the packaged pasta and seasoning meals when times are tight, or social media users have been embracing this year. Struggle meals is what people put in when they're doing these are struggle meals. I have done videos on struggle meals before it was like a struggle. I'm just saying, those struggle meals be some of the best meals sometimes, honestly. So people, other things that are going up, not just the Hamburger Helper, but they also said that frozen pizza sales are on the rise because people are eating more at home, trying to save money. Because if you try to order a pizza, it is going to cost you probably $30 or more. You can make your own pizza at home fresh if you don't want to do the frozen one. I just bought a pizza yesterday, although I only ate half of the slice. I got, because everybody was raving, Sam's Club pizza, Sam's Club pizza. Child, Sam's Club pizza, it's okay, but it was greasy, so I couldn't really eat it because I don't eat greasy food like that. So I ate a half of the pizza, but that whole huge pizza was only $8. So I didn't have to throw it into the oven, and it wasn't frozen. It was made fresh in their store. And we have pizza if my daughter wants to eat any more pizza because I'm not going to eat anymore. But yeah, the price of food has definitely gone up. But that's, you know, are we in a recession? They're saying we're not in a recession. They said we're not headed for a recession, although our pockets feel like we are. So y'all can let me know what y'all think down below. Moving on to the next story, we do have some stores that have been closing. I'm not going to get into detail of it other than to tell you who they are. One is an outdoor retail store called Orvis. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I got to share it. I thought I was sharing it, but I'm not sharing it. So sharing is caring. Let me put up here the store. It's right here. Okay, it's two different ones. So one is Orvis. Yeah, I think you can see that. Orvis is an outdoor retailer. They're supposed to close like 30 stores across the US. And then we have a pharmacy here. As of 6 days ago, this pharmacy is a national pharmacy and it is Rite Aid. And I thought like all the Rite Aids had closed, but I guess they haven't. So this Rite Aid, hold on, why is this up here? They're closing all their stores permanently after bankruptcy and, you know, I think a couple of lawsuits. So they have taken a hit after recent lawsuits and bankruptcies to mass store closings. Long-term and growing pharmacy deserts are becoming the thing, y'all. So we back to deserts again. We were at deserts when it was like what was that? COVID that was going on. So we're back to deserts. I don't know if they say where or whatever, because I didn't read the story, but this Rite Aid is closing a lot of their locations, if not all. Let's see. So they filed a Chapter 11 in 2023. I remember doing that story, and it was about massive long-term debt. At the time, the chain was operating more than 2,200 stores across the country. The company initially filed to close 154 locations on October 6th of 2023. However, the chain ended up closing more than 800 stores in late 2024, shortly after settling a $410 million lawsuit in July of 2024, alleging it violated controlled substance regulations. And then as of September 30th of 2025, only 89 of their locations remain open out of the 2,200 they had, y'all. That's a lot. That is a lot of stores, a lot of pharmacies, and a lot of deserts. Now, granted, pharmacies are almost on every corner. It's just the thought of having to move your stuff, and maybe you didn't like that other pharmacy and now you have to use them because that's all you have. But anyway, with only a handful left in New England rather, they said its peak Rite Aid was the third largest pharmacy chain, trailing only CVS and Walgreens. CVS remains the largest pharmacy chain in the country with 9,026 locations. Walgreens has 8,099 locations. Rite Aid was founded in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 1962. The closings marked the end of its 63-year run. So they are closing the remainder of their locations. So there will be no more Rite Aids. Unfortunately, there will be no more Rite Aids. So the other one, let me see, am I sharing? I'm sharing the wrong story. I'm sharing the wrong story. Okay, so where is it? I think that's it right there. So also closing is Staples is closing a location in a New Jersey town. And a superfood town in Port Monmouth is also closing. I just told you about Rite Aid closing. And I told you about the outdoor place that's closing. So those are the only closings that I see right here, right now. In the next story, I told you we're going to be moving fast today. Y'all, I don't want to keep y'all, I don't want to hold y'all up. So the next story is, where is it? Okay. So UPS, I have two different articles on UPS, and then we're going to get into an R&B singer that passed. So in case you did not know, I know you know about the tariffs, and I know you know that certain deadlines are coming up in November for China, and China being hit with more tariff fees, yada, yada, yada. Well, things coming in from other countries are now slowed up at not just UPS, but at pretty much all of these mailing companies, whether it's UPS, USPS, FedEx, DHL, etc. They are slowed up. So UPS is just tossing out US bound packages that are stuck in red tape because of the Trump's custom requirement that, you know, you have to have labeling, what the item is, etc. So thousands of US bound packages remain in postal limbo due to the new customs regulations brought on by the Trump administration, with reports that global shipping firms UPS has now begun disposing of some items caught up in the red tape. And there's a reason for that. And, you know, it's legally they're allowed to do it. So you can't sue them for it. They can do it. So these new global tariffs imposed by the White House came into force in August as the US president escalated his global trade war. As part of this hefty tariff on import goods, up to 50% on goods from Brazil and India, Trump introduced swing changes on how individual packages sent to the US must meet new rules. Because y'all know they got rid of the de minimis tax. They got rid of that on the low items where you didn't have to pay a tariff and all that stuff. Well, you got to do that now. And they want to know what the packages are. So this includes ending duty-free entrances for packages valued below $800. That's what the de minimis that they got rid of is. This has brought an end to relatively simple rule, and in its place brought in a complex array of different tariffs and fees, which can differ from country to country depending on where the parcel came from, and also may have to take into account reciprocal tariffs and new taxes on particular goods and materials. So there's a backlog of packages that are coming in right now that are ineligible for delivery because of the new rules. Shipping services firms have described the situation as unprecedented. Across the US, distraught people are reporting failure to receive their items that they have bought or have otherwise been sent via UPS. Because now if UPS gets these items in and they are not labeled correctly with what the item is, if they cannot get in touch with you or get in touch with the shipper, they will send those packages to the trash. Okay. Because, okay, there are two options. Either the company can pay for it or you can pay for it. Even though you've already paid for your package, you still got to pay that tariff. And I don't think the companies are paying for it. So that's why there's such a backlog. So they just disposed of my package, someone said, with my late cousin's handcraft inside. Now I have to explain to my aunt why she is not going to get what little her son left for her, is what one person left on Reddit. And then someone said, this is currently happening to me. Another one wrote, I have spent over 20 hours on the phone with every different number you could possibly call, and got nowhere. Mine arrived in the US on September 17th. I have a 4,000 valued package and paid $400 in tariff within the hour. They sent me the bill on the 30th. So people are getting billed for this. So either you're going to pay the bill or you're not going to get your package. Still waiting for it to clear, they said. Last update on the 3rd of October, I'm guessing. If it doesn't deliver to me, I genuinely hope they send it back to the sender. Otherwise, this is a huge blow for a small business, one frustrated person wrote. So people are not getting their items. Companies are upset, and so are the customers. So that's what's going on with that. I'm not even going to get deeper into that. Next up. Well, I had another one on that, but I don't see it. Is this it? This might be it right here. It's probably repeating the same thing, so I don't want to get into it. Yeah. So this one is saying more than 24 people who are waiting for their okay, this on the wrong one. I don't know why. It's some kind of way StreamYard is doing their thing. I do not like it. I literally have to go out and then click on the exact one. Usually I could just pop from one to one to one, or next to next to next. So anyway, they said that, let's see. No, that's the same one that I just did. Yeah. We're not going to do that one. Okay. We're not going to do that one. Let's go over to this. Y'all please hit that like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments. So the entertainment world has lost. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Has lost, in my opinion, one of their icons, D'Angelo. Like he was a neo-soul person. So, of course, yes, he transformed R&B, and a lot of stars have paid their tributes to D'Angelo. A lot of those stars didn't even pay their tributes to Angie Stone, which was his baby's mom, who also was a singer that passed earlier this year. I did a story on her, and she gave them all stars as well. But a lot of people from let's see, Beyonce, Nile Rodgers, Lauryn Hill, Missy Elliott, all left heartwarming comments about D'Angelo and what he meant to the genre of neo soul and basically the Black community. And he is definitely going to be missed. If you don't know who this is, please look up D'Angelo. And his music it was beautiful music. It was beautiful music, or is, because it lives on. That's the plus when you have a legacy. It lives on. And so let's see, am I sharing this? Oh, this StreamYard is so frustrating. Hold on, y'all. I want to share this news article. Where is it? There it is. Before I start, let me make sure it's up there. Boy, this thing is so messed up today. So R&B legend D'Angelo has died. His family confirmed to CBS News on Tuesday. The singer, whose real name was Michael D'Angelo Archer, was 51 years old. His family said the Grammy-winning artist died Tuesday after a prolonged and courageous battle with cancer, which no one knew he had. We are saddened that he can only leave dear memories with his family, but we are eternally grateful for the legacy and extraordinarily moving music he leaves behind. His family asked for privacy and that his fans join in the mourning of his passing while also celebrating the gift of song that he left for the world. He was born in Virginia and dropped out of school as a teenager to try to break into the music industry. He first came to fame after co-producing Black Men United's 1994 single, You Will Know. He released his debut album, Brown Sugar, in 1995. God, it's been a long time. That song is still good. And that was certified platinum. D'Angelo's next album was Voodoo, was released in 2000. It won the Grammy Award for Best R&B Album, while a single on the album was awarded the Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. In 2014, he released Black Messiah, his third album. It won the Grammy Award for Best R&B Album, and a song of the album won the album for Best R&B Song. It was also nominated for Record of the Year. During his career, D'Angelo collaborated with major artists including Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, and Jay-Z. He also wrote for some people too. RCA Records called D'Angelo a peerless visionary who effortlessly blended the classic sounds of soul, funk, gospel, R&B, and jazz with a hip-hop sensibility, and a known perfectionist whose albums were widely celebrated as masterpieces by both the music community and his beloved fans around the world. D'Angelo's songwriting, musicianship, and unmistakable vocal styling has endured and will continue to inspire generations of artists to come, the company said. Our hearts are with his family and friends during this difficult time. In May 2025, D'Angelo was set to headline Roots Picnic, a Philadelphia music festival, but announced a week before the scheduled performance that he would no longer be able to do so because of an unforeseen delay related to an earlier surgery. So he was going through it then, and we just had no idea. In a statement shared by the festival, D'Angelo said that his doctors had advised him not to perform. D'Angelo did not specify what kind of surgery he had or what complications he was experiencing. In his statement, D'Angelo indicated that he was working on new music. So hopefully it was finished and they'll put it out. D'Angelo is survived by 3 children, Imani, Michael, and Morocco. He was never married. D'Angelo also dated Angie Stone, which is Michael, one of his kids' mother. So Michael has lost his mom this year, Angie Stone, and he has lost his father now. So very, very sad. Very, very sad. My condolences definitely go out to the family. And let's see what the news is saying.
Tributes are pouring in for Grammy Award-winning musician D'Angelo this morning. The neo-soul singer who was born Michael Archer died Friday at the age of 51 from pancreatic cancer. His blend of musical genres like funk, jazz, and R&B made D'Angelo a pop culture phenomenon. Considered one of the most influential R&B artists of his generation, D'Angelo upended the genre at 21 with the release of his debut album, 1995's Brown Sugar. It quickly went platinum with hits like Lady and is widely credited with ushering in the neo-soul movement, combining classic soul with influences from hip-hop.
It means a lot to me, you know what I'm saying, that people appreciate what I do and they appreciate real soul music, you know what I'm saying?
D'Angelo followed that up with the album Voodoo in 2000, which featured the hit single, How Does It Feel? The song won the Grammy for Best R&B Performance. And the music video, which featured him shirtless, turned him into a sex symbol, a label he largely rejected.
Yeah, he did not want the way that the music company was pushing him. That's not even the route he wanted to go on. He was about uplifting in songs, but I guess sometimes you do what you do to get where you want to get. And then when you have a little bit more say, you can, you know, kind of push back some. And that's what he did. And when he pushed back, it seemed to me, it felt like they pushed him out. Because that's not the route that he wanted to go on. He wanted to uplift Black men. He wanted to uplift Black women positively, because we don't see enough of that. We see a lot of foolishness on YouTube that get millions and millions and millions and millions of views. And then when you have Black people on here, you know, giving you news or giving you other things that's positive, gardening or whatever, you don't get that push the way negative stuff do. So he was about being a positive light in a lot of people's lives. And I can appreciate that, especially from a young man who knew the route he wanted to go. But sometimes you get caught up because that's just where you gotta, what you gotta do to get to where you wanna be. But not giving or letting go of your character in the meantime. That's the hardest part.
Choosing to focus more on his music. But at the height of his fame, D'Angelo largely retreated from the limelight. It would be more than 10 years until he released his third and final album, Black Messiah, in 2014. His influence helped inspire a new generation of R&B artists, says Rolling Stone's senior music editor, Jeff Ahiza.
You know, a lot of people say things like this is a once-in-a-generation talent. And I think someone like D'Angelo is a very clear reminder of what a singular individual artist looks like and how quickly audiences can recognize that.
Wow. When we first met him, he was 21.
21, and that album came out.
Success.
Musical
Yes.
genius at the time. It's also heartbreaking because Angie Stone died 7 months ago in a car crash. They have a son
They were
together.
a couple, yes.
Michael Archer Jr. He's
right.
talking about what it's like to lose both parents in a very
Yes.
short period of time. Lauryn Hill had a very beautiful tribute to him on her Instagram, where she called him the artist of a generation.
At one point, he had the music industry in a chokehold, and he had that hiatus, and he often talked about it. And in one interview, he said, "The time away made me realize it's not about chasing what you were, it's about honoring where you are. I had to learn that the silence is part of the music too."
And he had wonderful videos. Just saying. Just saying.
All that chocolate.
Yeah. All of that chocolate. Still
And
ahead.
those abs.
That too.
Yeah, all of that chocolate. But yeah, I love that. It's not about chasing. It's about being where you are in that moment and understanding what it took for you to get to that moment. And did you lose yourself along the way? And if so, did you find yourself again or find a better person in the end? So that's all we can hope for at the end of the day when it comes to life. Because what I know is life is going to happen. Life is going to happen, good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to go through some things. We're going to have some pain, but we're going to have joy as well. And what did you learn along the way? Did it make you a better person? Did you lose your character? Did you lose yourself? So with that, y'all, I'm going to end the video. I just had to do, I had to cover this and put it in here. I debated if I was going to do it in the beginning or the end, but I knew I would start feeling emotional because I'm still going through the death of my sister. And that's not easy. We move forward. We still smile. We still laugh. We still go on with our day. But we have moments that will creep in there in that silence. And in that moment when it happens, how we're dealing with it, how we're working through it. And I'm not just working on me. My sister left 2 adult children behind, but still making sure I'm there for when, they call, they want to talk, they want to express their feelings, and talk them through it. So it's a healing for me it can't be rushed, even though I still go on and I make videos and I do all these things. I'm still going through it. We are still going through it. And I feel like we're going to be going through it for a while. And then having a mom who has dementia, and even though we've told her and she grieved for a short moment and then forgot, and then still ask about her daughter, that is hard, because it's just hard. I can't even explain it. But I'm gonna let y'all go here because I gotta go take care of some stuff, because my Mama Annie, is supposed to be coming to visit me for the first weekend in November or sometime in November. And I got to get some things together. But y'all pray for us, and I'll see y'all in the comments. Bye, y'all. Remember that I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you. So please be the very best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites TV Homestead. Bye.